First of all, it's important to remind the former president you're not running against Joe Biden, you're running against me.
And welcome to the Defender Roundtable, where the Defender staff is gathering to talk about hot topics. And today there is nothing hotter than that butt whooping we saw last night. There's no other way to put it. You know, I know we're supposed to be objective, but you know, I just got to be realistic. We are joined with Terrence Harris and Aswad Walker, and we want you guys to weigh on. So, what do you think about the debate?
Well, ain't no objectivity on this one. I'm not even gonna try to pretend. I mean, I was there for that butt whooping. I knew it was gonna happen, and I was happy to see it happen. But I mean, her intelligence, her thought process, and you always knew that this was going to be, a problem for Donald Trump. I mean, he didn't know what hit him.
Donald Trump left us the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War.
Lord have mercy. When she said that he was the biggest threat to America since the Civil War, I was like, damn. And she started out the debate going there. I'm like, okay, where are we going from here? And she just kept hitting him hard. Hit him, Hammer.
She actually started it out from the beginning when she walked on stage and walked into his spot. She showed she wasn't intimidated. And she basically made him shake her hand. It was a masterclass in setting the tone.
Go ahead.
But this debate had everything: dog eating, baby killing, dining with the Taliban, transgender operations on illegal aliens. Trump, according to fact checkers, Donald Trump made more than 33 false claims, and Harris made one. What at any point did you find yourself screaming, "This dude he just continues to lie"?
Well, for me, it was, and I'm sure, I'm sure Swat can relate to this too. When he picked on Springfield, Ohio, with the dogs and the cats and the immigrants eating the dogs and the cats.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
And of course, we know he's talking about the Haitian people, which is just ridiculous. But this is what this guy does. And that's when you knew he was in a lot of trouble, because he was just grasping for straws at that point, trying to come up with anything that would stick. And this guy does not care about the truth.
I wanted to scream at the moderators. They did a far better job this time than in the past debate, but they continue to allow him to have his way. It's like, we already know Trump has no regard for laws and rules and feels like he can do whatever the hell he wants to. But I am so sick and tired of people allowing him to get away with that. And they would tell him, time's up. He would jump in anyway. They wouldn't stop him, but they would always stop and hold Kamala Harris accountable. And that's the thing that was pissing me off.
I just need to clarify for those who may be watching and say, well, I saw a video of somebody eating cats. That is one video. That is this whole thing has been debunked. It is a confirmed hoax.
And then there's the one about, oh yeah, they're on record as saying they're going to kill there for abortion 9 months or after the baby's born. What kind of madness is that? But the thing that is sickening to me is he has already been on record as saying, you can say what you want. If you say it loud enough and long enough, people will believe you. Yeah. That is his strategy, and his strategy has been working for him up to this point.
Yeah, the reproductive rights, killing a baby after it's born is murder.
But once again, we need to know a little bit more about jobs. We need to know what can be done about inflation. I mean, how can that be fixed?
I hear you, but I don't need to hear all that. I was glad that she was willing to go toe to toe with him and call him out. She called him a punk without actually calling him a punk when she said, dictators want you to win because dictators know that they can manipulate you with flattery and favors. I was like, damn, she was absolutely going at him. Your folk leaving those rallies out of exhaustion and boredom. Your own folk that work for you said that you are a disgrace, that you are despicable. I was like, damn, Kamala. That's what I was loving.
The thing that just so eye-opening is that she reeled him in, hook, line, and sinker. She knew, let me say this rally comment, and it's gonna throw him off his game. And that's a question. Do we want a president that all you have to do is reel him in and it throws you off the game? And so she did it. He fell for it. As Chris Christie said, he went down, she dug rabbit holes and he went down each and every one of them. All right, guys, can we talk about Kamala's nonverbals? The Republicans are saying that she didn't look presidential because of the faces she makes. Now, as someone who wears her, this fool is crazy look on her face, I'm here for every single expression. And then they think a raging orange bully looks presidential, so miss me with that argument. But as Black men, what do you all say on that argument of the nonverbals?
Well, the moment that I love the most is that at one point she just paused and she looked him up and down. Yeah, that pose was on the money too. But she looked him up and down at one point, and we know what she was saying. You know that, and it was
My
great. I
favorite,
mean, I get it. I
absolute
was there
favorite
for
moment.
it.
That was my
Yes.
absolute favorite moment. This,
Yeah.
Former president.
But she didn't even have to say. We all understood what was being said. I mean,
yep.
She let him have it. I mean, and just rightfully so.
Laura is joining us. Laura, tell us your thoughts on all of this.
Those who are in the middle about whether or not she could stand toe-to-toe against him, it was pretty clear that she did the right thing. She definitely was able to state her case. She was definitely able to show the audience what her plans were, because clearly in the debate, when it came to figuring out what her plans were for the future, between her and Trump really struggled to figure out what he could do because he wasn't president yet. We saw an example of when he said that he didn't have a healthcare plan, the Obama plan. He said, look, I'm not the president yet. We're still working on it. And y'all have to vote for me in order to see what his plans were.
I have concepts of a plan.
Because he got
But
a
he was
concept
president
of a
for 4
plan.
years and
Concept of
didn't
the
do
plan.
anything.
You know, Terrence and Aswad, I have to ask you, because we know part of the issue that we're seeing out there is Black men are just not on board in the ways that a lot of people think that they should be. Why do you think that is? And did she reach Black men at this debate last night?
I think the problem to me seems to be just a lot of misinformation. I mean, and brothers just don't get it. I mean, they look at her job as a prosecutor and U.S. attorney, and they say, well, she convicted Black men. Well, she was a prosecutor, number one. That's what prosecutors do. She's not a defense attorney. She is to prosecute criminals. And so, but if you also look at some of the programs she set up to try to help some of these Black men, make it through some of the troubles that they were having, I mean, it's just commendable.
And maybe it's just the circles that I roll in, but I have yet to run into one of them brothers who are saying that they are not for Kamala. I'm sure they're out there, but I haven't run into any in my circles. But that's one of the things that is just blowing my mind. I cannot fathom how someone would vote for someone who is so over the top and anti-Black, anti-women, anti-children, and what you said, Terrence, just anti-decency and respect. I mean, brothers get a bad rap for not being this, that, and the other, and we are way more than that. But when you are allowing yourself to be manipulated to want to vote for Trump, that's a problem.
But
any last words?
There's one thing I feel that, even though it's clear that she did a great job during this debate, the Democrats know that they can't clap right now. They have a long way to go before elections. She still has a lot to prove to the American people, that she can be trusted. There's a lot of things that the American people don't know about her yet. I don't know what she plans to do as far as, doing more interviews, letting the people know a little bit more about her, to gain that trust before people head to the polls. But I think strategic wise, they're going to have to go back and plan to see how they can make that happen, because there are a lot of people who are still not convinced that she is the right person, and she really needs to talk to those voters to make that happen.
All right. Well, we are out of time. We like to keep this quick. We get in, out, talking about some of the hottest issues. So this has been the Defender Roundtable. Thank you, Terrence, Aswad, Laura, and I am Rashonda Tate. And we'll see you next time on our Defender Roundtable.